If we decide today, listen, if the way the media is working now, we spend half our energy on light, asking questions about light, how much has been spent on power, by now Nigeria will be lit. Did we? No. When we discuss a little bit of that, we leave that, we run to another thing. And listen, people know. People thrive on the inadequacies of others. We're very inadequate. So they know. Don't worry, they'll soon get distracted. And then we get distracted, we move away.
But then when you have the issue of light...
Yeah, and we talk about it very little.
No, you have the issue of light. And then you have the issue of Chibok girls.
Yeah.
That the entire world just cannot begin to imagine that you will have over 200 children abducted and seem to have vanished into thin air. Do you now say, no, we're still insisting on talking about a single agenda of light?
Then you simply prioritize, because that obviously takes over.
I like that. Prioritize. So what should we do? Think about the girls. What about the dead?
But should that give the leaders the temerity, the audacity to still people blind? Because people would ask, and that when they're done asking, they stop asking. That is my point. Do you think?
I hope you understand that I'm not one of the leaders.
But you seem to be defending them.
I am not defending the leaders.
You're saying it is the fault of the people for not asking.
I believe the reason I'm sitting here is because you gave me the seat.
Right.
Okay.
In other words, if you say I'm not going to sit here, I won't sit here. That's what we're not doing. And we're not doing it well.
Thinking about voting power?
It's not just the voting power. It's after you have voted. We have a civil society that believes, first of all, they do not have proper engagement, constructive engagement with government. That says, listen, you said you're doing, how many people are monitoring what's happening in the House of Assemblies? Nobody. They can do what they want. So that way the governor can come in and buy them over. What kind of values do we have as a people? That man that you see that is talking so strong, visit him later and give him some that. The next day he says, okay, I think he now understands. Our values are affecting everything, and we shouldn't put it on those who we end up, they just came from us. Listen, any man you see in position of power talks differently. He's seen a different light. Bring him down tomorrow, he talks like us. Why does that happen? It means we all know, we're all unhappy about something, but there's something we're not getting right. We're not going about the way we should do it. Number one, do not forget. I don't want to go into the structure of Nigeria that brings out this. Put it anywhere in the world, you're going to get this type of feeling. The structure of Nigeria begs you to be corrupt. The values in Nigeria begs you to be corrupt. I get appointment. Tomorrow, Kayode becomes commissioner. Old Boys Association decides to have a meeting. What is the message to you? Congratulations, it's our turn. Your village people have a meeting. Congratulations, it's our turn. Your friends have a meeting. K-boy, it's our turn. That's the society you live in. That society is not saying to you, we're looking up to you to make us proud. In other words, we should be able to boast. One of our own was there and he performed. The society is telling you it's our turn.
But then,
then you turn around and you want to call. I don't listen to people
we don't want to
anymore.
spend the entire program on Nigeria's democracy, but we'll have to move on to other aspects of this conversation. But before we move on, because I'll need to ask Babatunde Gbadamosi here about election, but before we do that, do you think that the leaders have no responsibility? Let's forget about what the civilians, what the people do. Those who are elected into offices, don't they have a responsibility? Don't they have a duty? Don't they have expectation of what they ought to be achieving for the people?
They have dreams.
Should we absolve them of any responsibility of any wrongdoing because the society is begging for it? Everybody expects them to do this.
Yes. First of all, they have dreams, some of them, not all of them. they have dreams, they want to make a difference. Then you get in there and realize that your dreams don't grow here. Number one, you have a civil service, the worst set of human beings in the world.
Oh,
you have a
I
civil
beg your
service
pardon.
that I'm sorry.
Yes.
Let me withdraw
I
that.
really
They'll
do
deal with
beg
me.
your- they
I'm
will
sorry.
deal with
I'm
you.
very, very sorry. I didn't say
because
that.
you still have some
I didn't say that. My
really
friend
good-
said it.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
but these are the people who debrief you. Oga, that's so we did one here.
You're still absolving them of any responsibility. We'll have to move on now.
I will never
Oscar.
stop doing that.
No, you're still
well, we still-
absolving. Your stand remains that those who are leaders today, they don't have a duty, they don't have a responsibility,
That's not
they
my
just
stand.
have to do. No, that's what it sounds
That's
like.
not my stand. I'm saying it
That's
doesn't
what it
grow.
sounds
the
like.
dream doesn't grow here. Let's change our values. That's my stand.
We'll move on. Yes, Bartende Gbadamosi, let's look at this issue of our election. We've had election in 1999, in 2003, 2007, 2011. It's still one man, one vote, supposedly. And this is what is supposed to be the foundation for our democracy. But just a couple of days ago, we had Professor Tekena Tamuno in Rivers State, where they had this Democracy Day conference, who said the angle that we're missing that is fundamental to our democracy is not just one man, one vote, but also one value for that vote. What does that mean to you?
It is true that we've had elections since 1999. And while the elections in 1999, I'd say, were overall generally free and generally fair. 2003, I think, was sort of free and fair. I'd say that 2007 was an interesting election, to say the least, in that the main beneficiary of that election actually came out and said that it was a flawed election. Okay. There have been elections in between, by-elections, reruns, and so on, in some states, in some state assembly constituencies, in some federal constituencies, and so on. And I think that since 2011, the electioneering process has gotten increasingly better, in the sense that it would appear that the people's wishes have been reflected in the elections that have been held thus far. Now, the question we have to ask ourselves is, what do we want as a people? And as Oscar has rightly said, we're not asking the right kind of questions. And there is an interrogation that comes with your vote that we're not doing as a people. And we've managed to somehow reduce that, the value of that vote, to the value of a few naira notes. 1,000 naira here, 200 naira there, and the vote is gone. A bag of rice, branded recharge cards, and the vote disappears. Now, what do you get after that? What do you expect from that man that lubricated your hands with a few, with the naira notes, with the branded rice, with the branded recharge cards? What do you expect to get from him? He's already paid you up front. You've received in kind or in cash from him whatever you're going to get for the next 4 years. So the question we need to ask ourselves as a people is, that 1,000 naira, will it last 4 years? Will it be enough? We need to interrogate our politicians more. We need to find out what it is people want to do for us. Because, you know, you get people that say, oh, I've been called to serve. And my question is, called by who? Who called you?
And they will always claim that it's
Yes,
the people.
but who called you?
It's always a case of the people.
The people. What did you tell
called.
the people that made them feel like you have the capacity to serve?
Has anybody called you to serve?
Nobody has called me, and I will never
You
say
have
that.
offered yourself.
I will never say
to
that
serve.
anybody called me.
Okay.
I'm offering myself to serve because I think I believe that I can do a